In Lightwind, for me, it's like, I will say it's the worst because I'm pretty heavy guy compared to the other guys. But it's like I will say more trim on the sail. You have to be between the sail. It's like more work than the high wind, I will say. But
For me in light wind, big guy, I've learned over the years, I got to keep my boom really high. If I don't keep my boom really high, I don't get any fin pressure because my body weight really bogs down the board. I like to keep my mast track back when it's light so I can get some rail pressure as well. If I don't get that, then I don't point. It's kind of hard when you're a big guy also on the backside of waves. I find that I lose a lot of speed. So in order to get around that, I try to work the waves, but sometimes that doesn't even help me. Loading of the fin in light wind formula, I think it's got to do a lot with a lot of backhand pressure on the sail helps to load the fin. If I don't have backhand pressure, then I can't load the fin.
Things I do is I bag my sail. Downhole stays the same, but the outhole I really bag it, really. Besides, I lift my boom like 5 cm or 2 inches up. This is giving you an extra half a square meter. This is giving you extra power. Also, when you still have problems with planing, you also can move your mast track backwards by, I don't know, like 1 inch or 3 cm. And that is giving you an extra edge, extra power. And last thing I do is for the guys that are more into it, more into the sport, you can actually put softer fin into your board, which is giving you an extra lift and extra edge you can press against, and this is something I use in really marginal winds. So
especially now with the new equipment, we're sailing down to 6 and 7 knots. In some of the races we have to have 8 knots at the start, but it can drop below that during the race, and it can be hard to get going after a jibe or a tack. So what I like to do sometimes is, you know, if I'm really having a hard time going after a tack, I'll actually just put both my feet in the straps before I'm planing and then just start pumping as hard as I can. And you can actually lift the board and push the board up onto a plane a lot easier.
Pumping, that's not easy. Every time I jibe, every time I tack, it takes me for sure 2 or 3 seconds longer to get going in 7 to 8 knots of wind. So I just work it. I like I said, I have that high boom, so I can sort of hang off it a bit. That usually helps me get going. And I try, when on the downwind, I try to jibe on the backside of a wave so that I can, when I turn my sail, I can pump onto that backside of the wave rather than try to go down the front side of a wave and then stop dead on the backside of the next wave.
On the really long formula fins, you can really pump the fin with your legs to get extra lift. Staying hooked in, I transfer this power from the fin to the rig. Pumping around the race course is key to getting out of jibes and tacks early and getting a little more angle upwind and downwind.